Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the little notification bell so we'll be notified. Also, if you tap on the little like button, we appreciate that too. That gets us more viewers, so I do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
This is know if you like it.
Yeah. If not, then I'm going to have to change the whole thing, and I don't feel like that either. Anyway.
We're going to have to do a blooper reel soon.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I do enough bloopers automatically. Okay, enough's enough. Here we are, and I've been working on my Panhead, and everybody's wondering what's going on. Mike hasn't put up a video. I have been dealing with 50 gazillion other things, all of which are important. Some of which are a little difficult, but they're all coming out okay. So I have no complaints. But anyway.
It's been a week.
Yes, for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had a rough one too. But we don't care. We're having a good time now. The sad part is we did have the memorial for Huggy Bear. I did get to go to that, which was in Ventura, and that was last Thursday. And so there were a whole lot of people that spoke, and that was really nice. They all had wonderful stories to tell. And Huggy's granddaughter sang a song to him. And she is about the cutest little kid you ever saw, and she sung a song to her grandfather.
Nice.
It was pretty wonderful. Anyway, enough of that. That's sort of thing we have to deal with. But anyway, everything else is pretty lovely. I also had a cousin who had surgery, had a very rough time, and he's doing very well. I spoke to his wife this morning, and that made me happy. I'm just laughing at him because we've always picked on each other, and I'm trying to figure out all the wonderful things I have to say to him because he now has a pig's heart valve, and I'm going to make him pay for that. Okay, actually pay for stuff he did to me when we were little kids. Anyway, enough's enough. Let me get on to what we're doing here. In our last video, I was working on Baby Doll, and what happened is I've just been kind of going over her, looking at things that I haven't looked at in a long time. And I realized that my sprocket was loose on my brake drum, which is kind of a natural, normal wear thing. You can see how sloppy it is. Wow. Now, that thing, they do go bad. There is a fixture that the factory used to sell, or the dealership sold. There used to be a fixture to hold that brake drum, and at that point you could re-rivet the sprocket onto it. And that whole apparatus, I don't have one of those. But this thing was pretty well worn out, and I took it off, and I took it to my friend Stevie, and I said, you know, the holes are all wallered out and everything. I don't really see that I can successfully rivet it back together again. And I said, would you please fix it? And I left it with him because he could fix anything. So he welded the sprocket onto the brake drum. Nice. And I came back and I said, well, you welded it on there. Now when I need a new sprocket, what do? You just welded that thing. He says, well, I welded it on. I'll cut it off and weld a new one on for you. So I thought that was pretty wonderful. I didn't realize it till I thought about it, but that was about 20, 25 years ago that Stevie welded that on for me. Well, Stevie has passed. We don't have him anymore. And I got this brake drum off, and I saw that was loose, and the sprocket is worn. And you see the welds are all broken. You can see the welds broken and all that.
No more.
Well, I could have had it welded again, or I could have gotten a new sprocket. And I said, you know what? I think I've gotten my money's worth out of this brake drum.
Yes, sir.
So I ordered a brand new one with a new sprocket on it, and it's just not here yet, so I can't show installing it. But it made me think of some other things I wanted to show. That is one of them I wanted to show. In our next video, we will be putting a new brake drum on.
Hopefully.
This is a star hub. This is just a plain old Harley star hub, and one of my buddies cut it off and put a center in here, created all this, and what it's for is things like welding this brake drum. Because what you can do is bolt the brake drum to this, stick this in the lathe, and get this completely perfectly centered when you weld it so that it runs true.
Nice.
He did that for doing that, and he also made this piece for lacing wheels. When he laced wheels, he liked to do it on this half a hub. But that was old buddy of mine named Mike Spangler made that years and years ago. He too has passed. Okay, enough of that. All right, so I'm going to replace the brake drum. I found out that was bad. Then I found out I had bad brake lining on one of the shoes here. So
I see that.
So I'll be repairing that while it's apart. So those are the things I'm going to be doing to Baby Doll. Also, everyone keeps, not everyone, a lot of people keep asking me about when I'm going to get back to the Flathead. And let me explain. Things like this cost money. Everything costs a little bit of money here, money there. And getting all the parts for that Flathead motor when I'm busy putting my Panhead back together. Have to have the Panhead running, have to have the Knuckle running. I have a lot of stuff ordered for the Knucklehead too. So we'll be having some real fun with this and the Knucklehead. And in the meantime, while I do all these crazy things...
Mike put a dent in the payroll too.
Yeah, well, cameraman Mike does fine.
He's back on his feet.
He does fine. Anyway, what I wanted to show was this cylinder needed to be welded. This is the exhaust port of the front cylinder for my Flathead 80. Now, there was a chunk missing out of this port, which didn't look very nice, but it really wasn't about looks. The way the pipes go into these things is they just slide into the port, and then they clamp to the frame to hold the pipe in place, keep it from falling out. They do that on Flatheads, same thing on Knuckleheads, and I do them just like the factory did them. I do them with clamps, and I set them up just like they did because it works so well. So many guys don't do that. What a lot of guys like to do is treat it like a dirt bike, and they'll drill a little hole here, and they'll put a spring in that hole. They usually put it through one of the fins, but somebody did this one on the edge of this thing, and it broke loose, left a mess. And in riding the bike, even when I fastened the pipe to the frame and had it hold in there, it was still leaking right there quite a bit. Well, when it leaks air, that cold air, which it is very cold by comparison to the exhaust valve there, it causes an explosion. So what would happen is I'd ride down the freeway with my Flathead 80 like I was nuts. I'm flying down the freeway and back off on the throttle, and that thing would send a big blue flame. It was pretty exciting to look at. About 2.5 feet long from sucking in air at that port there. So it only did it off the front cylinder. Anyway, that will be fixed as it goes back together. And these cylinders are still going to have to go in and get new sleeves in them. I'm trying to get the other work done to them first.
Yeah.
So they're going to happen, and everything will be excellent there, and that has me excited. So let's see. I'm going to fix the Panhead. I'm going to do a bunch of work to the Knuckle, and the Flathead cylinders are still happening along. Okay, that sounds completely selfish to me. So I got to do something nice for somebody. And the art director, Fred, his little Panhead, he's been working on it like crazy, and it runs so well, but it's a little bit kind of weak. In other words, if we're jamming down the road together, which we do like to do, and he wants to hang with Baby Doll, ain't gonna happen. So I ordered his Panhead a new cam, and we're gonna put this cam in Fred's Panhead.
You want to tell?
This is an Andrews, which is a good cam, and it's an Andrews AB cam.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I like it. An AB is kind of good because it has the timing of a B grind, and I've always been a fan of the Andrews B grind cam. But with a Panhead, I don't want anything with that much lift. So an AB, the A lobe has the same timing as an A grind cam, and so that's the, what can I say? That's it's got an intake. It's timed like an A grind for the intake and a B grind for the exhaust. Makes them run a little cooler, a little nice at high speed. And anyway, we're going to try this one in Fred's pan. Right now it has a stock cam in it, and we'll see how that works out. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. So we're gonna take these things on one at a time. Today it is Sunday. The shop will be closed on Monday. My parts should be in, I'm hoping, by Wednesday. So what I'm saying is, sit tight. We're going to get all this stuff done. We're just waiting for parts till we can get back on it. But I wanted to take the time to show that today, and those are the things that we're doing.
And this coming weekend?
Is it this coming weekend or the next coming weekend? Next weekend.
Okay, what is it, the 10th right now? 10th, 11th?
Yeah.
Okay, Sunday.
Not next weekend, the one after.
So 2 weekends.
2 weekends. The 24th.
Yes.
The 24th is Born Free. 24th and 25th of June is the Born Free show. Yes. And that is going to be
awesome.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. That's in Orange County. That's at the at Irvine Lake. And that's in Santiago Canyon. And that's going to be just a major, major show like it always is. We'll have a lot of fun there. Anybody that'll come out, maybe we'll get a chance to meet you, which I really enjoy.
Anybody got any grass passes for sale?
Oh, yeah, we didn't get our grass passes yet, so we may be out of luck there. Other than that, the only thing I wanted to say is we do have shirts and we do have hats. And Mike is showing the shirts right now. And be sure and show the picture of Baby Doll there. Always got to show Baby Doll. Pictures of me, I'd rather look at pictures of Baby Doll. Yeah. So would you. Okay. Okay, so other than that, I think we've pretty much explained what we're doing and why. So I'm hoping I took care of the complaints as far as people calling in and saying, or writing in and saying, hey, what's going on with the Flathead? The Flathead's happening. I was so pleased to find someone who could really do a beautiful job welding that cast iron for me.
Yep.
So it's very good, and we'll be getting these cylinders sleeved. I've got the shafts for the lower end. We're getting there. Little by little, we're building up to being ready to do this. And those cylinders, when I send them in to be sleeved, they're going to take at least a couple months before I get them back. So,
yeah?
Oh, yeah. People have waiting lists for these things, and
and
the guys that are doing the sleeves in this thing, they've been doing sleeves for me for about 40 years. So I'll put up with them. They always put up with me.
10-4.
Yeah, and that's LA Sleeve. They'll do it. They do a beautiful job. So anyway, I think that's about it for now. So until next time, see you out on the road.